What is going on, YouTube Nation? This is Darth Dividend. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And if you are a father, happy Father's Day today. So I promised you guys I would do a stock and dividend analysis on Aflac, and I'll show you how many shares I own and what I plan on doing with Aflac. So if you guys are new to this channel, I do stock and dividend analysis in stocks that I own. So people are asking me about Aflac, and I'm going to give you an answer. Let's first see how it's done against the S&P. Okay, so looking at Aflac right now, when it was at its peak before the bug hit, it was $52.81. It is now $36.60. I went down and I got Aflac right around here when it was $26 on my M1 Finance dividend portfolio. Gives off a nice dividend yield of 3.06%. So let's see how it's done. Okay, here's just its history. Obviously, here's a recession, and then it took a big nosedive, and it'll from people hitting the panic button. How has it done? Let's just look at a competitor. Well, Aflac's ahead of MetLife right now, so it's doing a pretty good job. Allstate's way up there. Still beating Allstate. That's not too bad. I actually assumed that Allstate would be killing it, but it's like Aflac's beaten it pretty well since inception. Never even heard of these guys. All right, S&P. Boom. 19,163.16% to 2,537.27% right now. So that's a pretty good ratio since inception. So when was this? 1994. And then the ducks started quacking pretty much. So that's pretty good. Let's look at the financials. Let's just do June 2019. Okay, the revenue's down a little bit. Operating income not too bad. Okay, revenue, so up 5.6 billion. It's up. The net income's up. The diluted EPS is up. This headphone's killing me, bothering me. All right, yeah, the headphone's driving me nuts. So the net income is increased. The diluted EPS, the net profit margin, the operating income, cash on hand, and the cost of revenue. March, obviously, you hit something, so people are going to be tight on money with insurance. We're going to go over why people invest in Aflac, or why they have Aflac as insurance as well. So their net income is decreased. So obviously people are kind of being tight on money. So this is basically insurance coverage. Some of the programs, okay, cancer policies, accident, dental, hospital confinement, life, lump sum cancer, short-term disability, and vision. So that's not too bad. It's ranked 137th in the Fortune 500 of the largest United States corporations by revenue. Okay, look at that revenue right there, 22.3 billion. That's pretty impressive. So if you look at Aflac right now, it looks pretty good against the S&P, but let's see how it's done with its dividend history, because we're all dividend investors. So why don't we see what Aflac has done as a dividend stock and why everybody loves Aflac. Okay, so let's look at its history. Okay, 2018 kind of gave a nosedive, but it's slowly increasing its dividend over time. So you want to see an increase. Now, I can understand with the nosedive right here. That's a major jump from here to here. But here's some information. They raised their quarterly dividend 3.7%, 28%. So that's good. So we're seeing a trend of going up, okay? And $1.12 annualized dividend yield is 3.1%. So beating the S&P increasing its dividend. Those are two things you want to see. And it's in the Fortune 500. It has a lot of respect. It's a very popular stock. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people own it. A lot of people that I collaborate or follow on Instagram and on YouTube, a lot of people own it. So it's a very popular stock. It's good to be diversified. So I'm going to show you real quick on my M1 Finance portfolio. But first, I'm going to go to Zacks.com and see what they say. So at the moment, Zacks says to hold earnings 7.6%. So here's some information on them. 52-week high, 52-week low. I mean, imagine if you put some money in there, at least maybe like $200 or $300 right there. Imagine that. So the beta is 0.88, not too bad. So it's ranked, sure, the industry rank, they rank it in the bottom 19%. Sector rank, bottom 6%. Maybe this looks unattractive on Aflac, but I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, beating the S&P, increasing its dividend, it's cheap, it's down, so that's another thing. So let's see what the Motley Fool says about them. So a week ago, Motley Fool actually had an article. So stocks fitting these descriptions, a high likelihood that they will maintain growth and dividend streaks and will continue for decades. Investing, such investments should consider Aflac, PPL, and Cisco. So there we go. I mean, I pretty much tried to sum it up very quick. That was a pretty bad summary, to be honest, but here's just some information about Aflac, about how they increased, how it's looking right now. I'm going to look at this one real quick. That one's down. That looks a little attractive, to be honest. Wow, Cisco's down too. Pretty attractive, but you know, I follow Motley Fool in Aflac. I follow Motley Fool. I'm sorry, not Motley Fool, but Zacks with Aflac, because those are two websites that I follow. Now, if you look at my channel, I do reviews on Zacks and Motley Fool. I use them as a tool to basically evaluate stocks, see some articles. Motley Fool is a great resource when you look at stocks. Just go on Google, type Motley Fool and Aflac, or Motley Fool like Realty Income or whatever stock you're interested in, and they give you a really good description on it. These guys are really good writers and stuff, and they do a phenomenal job. But I'm going to jump to M1 Finance and show you how many stocks or shares I own with Aflac. So currently I own 5 shares in Aflac, and I'm up 1.24%. Right now it's $36.15, and I have $180.93 in it. So my ratio, real quick, with my percentage, great, that's 12.86. Thank you, Aflac, for getting me up there. So I have it at 5%. So I put in like $50 each week. I'm actually going to put in a little bit more money. My paycheck got a little bit bigger. I had to work extra after my shift, so I might as well just throw that in there. I'm right at my goal that I want to be in when I start graduate school. So the dividends from SPHD and LTC, once I start getting more shares, will help contribute to the dividends will start coming in, and then I can get more shares of Aflac, and the compound interest will start kicking in. Hopefully these guys start giving off a dividend eventually. That'll be nice. But a lot of these stocks that I own, I need to put the brakes on a little bit. Once they start giving off their dividends, Aflac's going to be one of them that's getting up and up and up and up. And I'm really excited to see the compound interest kick in with Aflac and some of these other stocks that I got in when they were low. And you know, they're gonna pack a punch over time. So that's the exciting part of compound interest. 3M's helping out. The dividends from 3M are going in there. Seagate's doing a good job. Starbucks will be helping out. So there's a lot of good things about these stocks that will help me with the, you know, since it's fractional shares, that'll help me, you know, get more of Aflac. And Aflac's dividends, once it starts getting bigger, will start helping out all these stocks right here. So the compound interest is kicking in. Once I get to $10,000, that's when there's going to be some damage being done. Like literally, my dividend portfolio, the Death Star, it's going to start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to be more powerful. I already have $78.49 in dividends, which is not too bad for this year. But at the same time, I do need to get at least 20 shares in Aflac, and I'm very excited to have Aflac as a stock and have it in my dividend portfolio because I think it's a very strong stock. And again, I'm not a financial expert, but the way things are looking with Aflac, with it being down and being $36.60, and with it increasing its dividend over time, my long-term goal is to make $1,000 to $3,000 a month on my monthly dividends and $2,000 to $4,000 a month on my quarterly dividends. So that's one goal that I have, and I fully believe that Aflac will, I'm starting to talk like the duck even saying that Aflac will help me get to my goal. And my goal is to have a $100,000 stock portfolio by at least 10 years. One, because I'm going to graduate school, I'm going to be really tight on money, but at least I'm going to put in $200 a month for my dividend portfolio and let the dividends start flowing and growing and go from there. But Aflac's a really good company. Their reputation speaks for itself. I've met people that have worked for Aflac. I've heard very positive things, never heard a negative word about it. So some of the people that left the jobs, they just had opportunities they couldn't say no to, and their experience working at Aflac gave them that opportunity to be, big time now. So, thank you, Aflac, and I'm very excited to be a dividend investor and a proud dividend investor of Aflac. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to comment. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. This is my video on Aflac. A lot of you guys were asking me, is Aflac a buy? My honest opinion, I'm going to say yes. We have the S&P. It has beaten the S&P. It has increased its dividend, and it's in demand. People need insurance. So those are three good things going your way. So thank you again, and you guys have a good one. And if you're celebrating Father's Day again, happy Father's Day. And some of you guys that are future fathers out there, I'll give you a heads up and a future Father's Day wish. So thank you again, and have a good one.